Welcome back to the weekly news roundup. This is the business and the SillyVille edition. These are recorded live Fridays, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you'd like to catch the show live, we are also now live streaming across 5 platforms. Since Queen Susan decided to throw me in the gulag for a week, we are now streaming every time we stream on YouTube, Rumble, Odyssey, Twitch, and DLive. I know some of those are not the best platforms out there, but hey, the more the merrier. Why not? So you can head on over there, 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, if you'd like to catch the show, any alternative platforms as well. Let's go ahead and get diving on in. First and foremost, this is what we have all been saying. Yeah, we think Apple's kind of doing this, and we have been saying it for over a year. You can find my videos on my channel over a year ago talking about the fact that it looks like Apple is creating their own ad network. Look at this. Apple ad exec wants to more than double ad revenue with new ads across iOS. Wow. Some of us have like these crystal balls. You guys didn't know it, but we're really wizards with Palantir back here, and we're just looking into the future. So the future has now arrived. So Apple's looking into significantly ramping up its ads business, according to Bloomberg reporter Mark Gurman, who's already internally exploring adding ads to iPhone's Maps app and other potential expansions on the horizon. All these Apple apps that you're not allowed to install alternatives because it conflicts with Apple's core model. Isn't that exciting? Shift may be driven in part by a recent change with the company's reporting structure. He wrote in his email newsletter this week that Apple's advertising VP Todd Teresi began reporting directly to Apple Services head Eddie Koo a few months back. He also wrote that Teresi plans to increase Apple's advertising revenue from $4 billion annually to billions in the double digits. So basically, Apple has, as we have been speculating, been working internally on an ad network, which is starting to be implemented across its platforms very soon. So you guys using Apple devices, hey, I wonder if they're going to put this on Mac OS too, because that's what they like to do. And you'll like boot up your email and get ads in your desktop computer. Hey, Windows is doing it. Y'all guys got to switch over here to Linux where we don't have to deal with that nonsense. I mean, Ubuntu tried that once. It didn't go well for them. All right. Well, Airbnb is now set to use anti-party technology to crack down on rowdy guests. That's right, folks. The bookings to be judged by factors such as reviews and length of trips after an Australian pilot. So they tested this out in Australia, and they think they have it all figured out. So basically, you can come on over to Airbnb, and if you don't have a long history, you might be throwing a party. So I guess you'll never get a long history over there. Basically, as these platforms renew, any new users to them are going to be shoved in the back corner as probably problematic because they don't have a long history of using Airbnb to couch surf on weird, strangest places. If there's a time in our world I would not want to be sleeping in random strangers' houses, right now in this timeline's it. So crazy as it is, I'd go to a hotel before an Airbnb. Thank you very much. But anyway, if you guys are owning Airbnbs, hey, you will at least now have the option to have the anti-party technology so nobody can throw a party on that. All right, transcription service Otter is making free users pay to access older recordings. Free users will have to pay to access more than 25. So Otter is an automated transcription service. You can throw stuff in their audio things. It's going to give you a transcription. But once you do these things, you can only access the recent 25. You can pay for a plan otherwise. So this is a change. And so current one, they are actually including a few other features, automated outline and things. So they're adding a few extra items, but they are limiting your conversion history from unlimited to 25. Most other items at Pures would be staying the same. Monthly transcription is $600 600 minutes. The new one's 300. So they're also cutting it back in time. But with the paid plan, you actually get a few extra perks and bonuses there. Although you'll notice that the paid plan, I guess the monthly one is going up quite substantially. The annual billing is staying the same. So incentivizing an annual billing instead of a monthly billing. So anybody using Otter out there, that is certainly the case. And on to our feature story. GM and Ford say the electrical vehicle price hike has nothing to do with the throwing all Americans into sheer poverty bill. So basically, the Inflation Reduction Act passed. Part of this is a $7,500 tax credit to supplement, basically to pay somebody a tax credit for buying an electric car. Lo and behold, GM and Ford both increased their prices of their electric cars between $6,000 and $8,500. So you can see that the actual cost of the American buying the car has stayed exactly the same. The government just handed $7,500 to every electric car manufacturer, and more children are being held slaves in third world countries to mine enough lithium to create the batteries for all these cars that are going to cause our electric grid to come crashing down. Welcome to America, folks. So we are all going to go broke now with this several billion-dollar spendless nonsense bill. And you can very clearly see that it definitely helped Americans buy electric cars because they increased their prices at the same time. Of course, according to this, it has nothing to do with the damn spending bill. We were planning this all along. So, you know. Well, if you'd like to help support the channel, we do have some merch available. Head on over to shop.switchedtolinux.com. We have hoodies, we have coffee cups, we have t-shirts, we have hats. This is, of course, my cool coffee mug. And my hat is both available on the swag shop over there, shop.switchedtolinux.com. Now, guys, let's head on over to SillyVille. First up, we reported last week that Teslas seem to completely fail in mannequin tests with children. So there is a Tesla fan that would like to use a real-life kid to prove that his car's autopilot actually works. Please don't. Please don't. Anyone in the Bay Area with a child who can run in front of my car on full self-driving beta to make a point. I promise I won't run them over. Will disengage if needed. Yeah, good luck. Ongoing issue with Tesla's self-driving technology. The cars don't seem to see children crossing the road, and independent tests with other self-driving systems. Tesla keeps killing tiny child mannequins. However, a self-proclaimed Tesla fan on Twitter thinks that these tests are not being fair to Tesla's system. I would not be in my car. See, this is why we need to answer the question right now. We literally live in a timeline where a man says, I'm going to drive my car down the road and I would like your child to run in front of it so I can prove the point that the Tesla will stop. This is the same car right now that is being heavily fined and investigated for causing multiple crashes involving deaths. You really want to subject a human child to the self-driving AI automation of a car? Are you really this stupid? I'm telling you. He insists he will. It is the only way to properly test the system is to use a live child, so he can put out a call to parents willing to put their kids in front of his car and give the system a real test. I can't wait for Tesla man arrested for intentionally running over child to prove a point. I can't wait for that article, but I do not wish it on the poor child. Well, this thief is leaving flyers on cars asking for donations, saying, I don't want to steal, but I have bills too. Really? The last article I had actually had a picture of the note. Okay, there you go. There's a picture of the note. Literally, the guy puts a note on the car with a Bitcoin or a PayPal or a Cash App tag saying, I don't want to steal anymore, but I have bills to pay. Can you please help me? Sir, I hope you are listening. I am going to help you. Okay? Are you listening? Get a job. Get a job. It's what the rest of us do. Go get a job. McDonald's is hiring. Many places, especially in the city you're in, it's probably about $15 an hour. They've insisted you can live on that. Get a job. So, yeah, I guess that's the case. And if you are a Lord of the Rings fan, you'll be very happy to know that there is now a Lord of the Rings mechanical keyboard perfect for people who speak Elvish. It would be a fun challenge. All right. Fun new challenge, guys. Install Suicide Linux on your device and use this as your keyboard. Go! If you're not familiar with Suicide Linux, it was a Linux that's a terminal-based Linux where if you make any error in the command, it runs an RMRF no preserve root. So here is the keyboard. So you got, what do we got here? We got the, we have a basic space bar, and then we actually have a few extra keys that you can use to put in for a few other tools. So you can actually, there's a Dwarvish keyboard layout, Elvish keyboard, a few different layouts over here. Nice mechanical, easy on-off buttons here. So if you guys are into Lord of the Rings, y'all might want to invest in the Lord of the Rings keyboard. Well, if you'd like to help support the channel, we do have a Subscribestar page. You can find us over there on subscribestar.com/switched-to-Linux, particularly if you are not interested in helping out with on Patreon because you're concerned with Patreon censorship, which is a possible reality. We do have a Subscribestar page for you as well. Well, thanks for watching, guys, and we will see you next time. Thank you for watching this video from Switched-to-Linux. This channel would not be possible without the backing of the program supporters scrolling on the screen now. You can be a supporter at Patreon at patreon.com/TOMM or at thinklifemedia.com. I also want to thank the open source community who creates such excellent software that makes producing this show possible. Please remember to support your software communities. Thank you, and I hope that you enjoy switching to Linux.